everyone, this is Arlene. I was putting a card together for MFT's Wednesday sketch challenge. So I thought I would just go ahead and record while I colored up the image that I'll be using on my card. So the colors that I'm starting to use more often for skin are these four colors here. And these are E11, E21, E000, and E00. Not in that order. I go in with the E000 first, and then I shade starting with E11, then E21, then E00, and then the E000 for blending. So that's what I used for skin. So in this video, I'm going to just do the skin and the hair, and I think that's what I've been getting the most requests for. Again, just a disclosure, I'm not Copic certified, although I will be taking a Copic certification class in March. What I do, I've learned through tutorials online and just by trial and error, just playing around with the markers. So let me go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and color her hair first. Again, I'm actually using paper tray ink white cardstock, and I stamped my image with Memento Tuxedo black ink. And you can also use archival ink to stamp your image, and those are okay with Copic markers. I've received questions about whether or not you can use StazOn, and you really don't want to use StazOn because you will damage your markers. The nibs will be damaged, so definitely don't use StazOn. Alright, so let me go ahead and get started. So I'm going to go ahead and start with 000 to lay a base on the skin, and you want to color your image sections at a time, and the reason you want to do that is you want to keep the ink semi-moist, and that way when you begin the next color and start blending, it'll blend much better when the inks are still moist. So I'm going to go ahead and lay down a base color, and this is the E000, and I'm not going to be too concerned about the color being splotchy because I'm going to be doing a bunch of blending, and you won't be able to see the blotches later. Okay, so I laid down a base of E000. Now I'm going to go in with my E11, and I'm going to color my image as if the sun is coming directly above her. So maybe it's like noontime. So the shading around noon would probably be around her hairline. So I'm just going to do a little bit of shading around her hairline, and she'll probably have a little bit of shading right around her chin. Now this is a technique that I'm still trying to get a hang of. So now after the E11, I'm going to go in with my E21, and I'm just going to use a feathering motion, and I'm going to kind of blend down from the color from the E11 that I just laid down. I'm sort of pushing or feathering down, so I'm blending that in, and then over here I'm going to kind of feather up since it's on her chin. Okay, again, don't worry about it looking blotchy because you're going to be doing a lot of blending. Now I'm going to go in with my E00, and again feathering in. And you want to use really light strokes. You don't have to push that hard with your markers. Just light to the touch is perfect. Now I'm going to go in with my E00 or E000, I'm sorry, and I'm going to just blend that all together. And I'm probably going to go back in again with the dark colors. Yeah, so I'm going to go in again with my E11 and just pick up those areas that we want that shadow. And I forgot her little ears. Her little ears are probably shadowed because they're covered with her hair. So let me just grab her ear over there, and then again down here in her chin. And then E21, feather that down. And then kind of feather this part up. And then E00, again, blending that down. And again, light to the touch using a feathering movement, I should say. And then back in with the E000 to kind of blend that all together. And if you notice, I haven't done her her arms or legs yet, because again, you want to do sections at a time because you want to keep the area moist so that it blends well. Okay, so I'm done with her face. I just need to put her blush on. Okay, and the way that I do that, and I mentioned on a previous video, I learned this from Sherry, and I'll put Sherry's URL or blog down in the information section there, so you can check out some of her Copic tutorials, because she's a certified Copic instructor and she has some really good tutorials. So what I'm going to do is take my E000 and my R20, and I'm going to take the chisel end of the R20 and the nib end of my E000, and I'm going to pick up some of the ink off of my R20 onto the nib of my E000, and then I'm going to give her some blush. And I'm really loving the way that it comes out when you do it this way, as opposed to directly using the R20 onto the image, because when you do the R20 directly on the image, it does become a little blotchy. And this one you can actually control the color a little bit more, and you can blend it. I'm done with her face. I'm going to go ahead and color in the rest of her skin, and I'm going to use the same technique that I just shared. Okay, so I'm done with her arms. Now I'm going to go ahead and do her legs. To just go back again just to get a hard shading right under where her dress is, because there's definitely going to be a shadow there. Okay, so now I'm done with her skin. You guys can see that. Now I'll show you guys how I do the hair. Now I'm doing a golden brown, and the colors that I'll be using here are E35, E34, YR21, and YR20. And this color combination, again, I got from TwoPeas, and they do have a Copic coloring video up on their YouTube channel. So that's where I got the tips on the colors. And the order that I'll be doing this is E35, E34, YR21, YR20, so darkest to lightest. Again, you can lay down a base, and I'm going to do that. So I'm going to lay down some of the YR20. And as you can see her hair, there isn't a definite line as to where her hair ends. So I'm just going to do the strokes in the direction that her hair grows, and I'm going to use a feathering motion. So there's my base color of YR20. Now I'm going to start with my darkest shade, which is the chamois E35. And the darkest part of her hair, I would guess, would be the root. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and color the root. And again, feathering motion. And then obviously back here, it would be dark. And then I'm going to go in with my E34, and then I'm going to do the same thing as the skin. You're going to go a little bit over the darker color, and feather into the lighter color. Being careful not to color the heart on her hair, the little barrette. And then from the base, you're going to feather up, again, because you're trying to blend the dark color into the light color. And see, I'm getting her ear there, but that's okay, because her ear is behind her hair. Okay, and then the next color in is going to be the YR21. So again, you're blending, and this is the importance of making sure the ink is still wet, because it'll allow it to blend well. Okay, and again, I am blending in the direction of her hair and pushing the darker color to the lighter color so it mixes in. Okay, once I've done that, I'm going to go in again with my YR20, oops, wrong end, and I'm just going to blend that all together. Okay, I'm going to go in again with my dark shade. So one thing about Copic coloring, you guys, you just have to be really patient to achieve the color that you want. It just takes a little while, but that's okay. Okay, and then E34. And then YR21 again. And then YR20. Okay, really cute. Golden brown hair. And I missed a little part of her skin underneath here, under where her neck is, so I'm just going to shade it in. Again, it's not super important to use all four colors in such a small area, so I'm just going to put in some E000 and E21. So there's my image, did her hair, did her skin, and I actually stamped up her little dress on some matching paper for my card. So it matches the background, and I'm going to go ahead and paper piece the dress onto her and then just color in her shoes, her barrette, and the chocolates. So, but I'm going to go ahead and do that on my own, and I'll show you guys the card at the tail end. So thanks for joining me. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. Thanks. Bye.